My 19F boyfriend, 20's eyes scare the crap out of me. I'm not sure what to do from here. Posting on my spam because my man's on Reddit. My boyfriend and I have been together for 6 months but have known and been friends with each other since we were 17 and 18. I mention this because it's relevant, but he has never ever been abusive or manipulative either verbally, physically, or emotionally. Never ever a hint of any of that nonsense. We're both very level-headed people, so no crazy fights with screaming or anything like that, as we view that as disrespectful. There are some disagreements and stresses we have as we're long distance and pursuing different paths in life at the moment, but we have a very healthy relationship. Now here's the main issue, and it's kind of insane sounding, but IDK. A couple of months ago we were having a civil disagreement about something, and he was glancing at me from the corner of his eye and speaking to me, and the look in his eyes genuinely scared the shit out of me. And it's not about the eye color or anything like that. It's the look. You know how you hear about the soulless eyes that serial killers have? Like, no joke, that was 100% there. And I haven't ever gotten that something is wrong, you need to run feeling before with anyone else's. It obviously wasn't anything intentional on his part, and he was speaking very calmly, but I immediately stopped disagreeing and just accepted whatever he was saying because I was so unnerved. I didn't mention anything to him and just ignored it. But the next time we disagreed about something, the look was back, and again I got so genuinely frightened I just agreed with whatever he was saying. This doesn't happen every time we disagree or argue, but it happens enough to make me question whether I'm safe with him. I know a lot of people say this on this app, but he's actually an amazing partner to me and I'm so very happy with him. I'm just looking for advice on what to do next and how seriously I should consider this feeling. That is your primitive brain recognizing a threat. It can be wrong, but you definitely should not just dismiss it. You need to get the fuck out of there. The fact that you see the look when you disagree is terrifying. Trust your instincts. So about 6 months after I met my now husband, he asked me to give his brother a ride to the mechanics to pick up his car. Now I had met his brother quite a few times by this point, but it was always in a family setting. It was the longest 15 minutes of my life. He didn't do or say anything inappropriate, but there was this absolutely black look in his eyes, and the only way I can describe it was I felt like prey. I was terrified. When I got home I said, "There's something fucking wrong with your brother. Don't ever ask me to be alone with him again." 20 years of fucking hell later, and I was right about everything. A sociopath in plain sight. He had people fooled right up until the very end when everything unraveled. I'm 54 and I'm begging you to trust your gut. You've been together only 6 months, you don't really know him well. You should listen to your gut. You may not fully understand why, but if you stay and wait for more concrete evidence it may be too late. Also do some investigating and see what you can find out about him. Not saying he's dangerous, but you never know a person truly. Listen to your gut. When I was teaching I got that feeling about a new student. He hadn't done anything to me, wasn't even in my class. But he looked at me once in the hallway and he had dead eyes. Like his humanity or soul wasn't there. Empty. I was so freaked out, chills down my spine, but told myself I was overreacting. Other teachers lubed this kid, so I chalked it up to me being tired or something. No, this fucker lit a girl on fire a week later. Poured something on her and lit her on fire. She didn't know him. He said he saw her in class and decided he wanted to watch her burn. The only time I ever felt this with a guy, I also immediately stopped arguing, played dumb, and got out of there. It was a first date. I found out that a couple years later he almost killed his girlfriend. She was in the hospital for months and lost their baby. I'm so glad I listened to that voice. My girlfriend 26F told me 29M said I was a 4/10. I recently got a haircut because my hair was growing out, and I felt like I looked unkempt. I went for a low fade with plenty of length on top, and I was really happy with the result. However, when my girlfriend came home, she told me I looked horrendous and ugly. She even FaceTimed her mom to show her my haircut, repeatedly saying how bad it was. I asked her to stop because I liked it, and I told her it was okay if she didn't. Later, after I cooked us dinner, I asked her privately if she truly disliked my haircut. She said my attractiveness had significantly dropped and rated me a 3/10 or 4/10. Her comments really hurt me, so I decided to go for a walk to clear my mind. If the roles were reversed, and she got a haircut I didn't like, I feel like I'd just say, "It's not my favorite, but if you like it, that's what matters." Her reaction has left me feeling really down, especially since she doesn't initiate anything physical anymore, and this just adds to my insecurities. What would you do in this situation? It feels like she's no longer attracted to me, and I'm not sure how to address this. Thanks for your advice. Opening square bracket. Break up with her because her heart is a 0/10. What kind of person puts someone down like that? Goes so far as to call you ugly and call her mom and say that ugly shit again. What kind of people are these? And how quickly can you dump this terrible person? I don't care how pretty she may be on the outside, but she's ugly on the inside, bro. You mean your ex? Why would her opinion matter? I'm sure your next girlfriend will either think it suits you or be a little more tactful. Who TF cooks their girlfriend dinner after this man facepalming? That's the real issue, bro, being trampled on and then coming back for more like a golden retriever. She sounds awful. When my boyfriend got a bad cut last time, terrible fade, he was upset. I told him he was still gorgeous. Wow, she was being mean. It's hair. It will grow. If she hates, it's fine, but don't say mean stuff. Just say you preferred the previous look. Is she always this mean? She doesn't sound like someone I'd want to be around. I, 34 male, don't want another baby with my wife, 35 female, after unsuccessful IVF treatment. Please help? So I am at a bit of a crossroads with my wife. We have 2 small kids and she wants more, I don't. We recently had an unsuccessful IVF treatment and my wife really wants to try it again. The whole process was nothing short of hardship, especially for her. I was reluctant to start the IVF treatment at the start, but I agreed knowing how much she wanted another baby. It has now come to an emotional head for me as having 2 young kids, a new job, and moving to rented accommodation in the countryside in the coming months while we build a house, is all very stressful, and adding another round of IVF and potentially a newborn baby is absolutely stressing me out, and it's not something I necessarily want to do myself. I told my wife this and she said if she doesn't have another baby, she will resent me for the rest of our lives for stopping her having another one. So I've basically been given an ultimatum as presumably she will leave me if we don't have more kids. I have no idea what to do. Please help? I think you have to let her leave if she wants to. Do not have children that you do not want, and especially don't do it with expensive and draining IVF. Your wife cannot force you to procreate. If she wants a brand new baby more than she wants a happy marriage and family, then that is her choice. It sounds like your plate is already full. It's not like you haven't already tried for another baby that you were not enthusiastic about. The IVF failed. Leaving you makes no sense because by the time she finds someone else to have another baby with, it would be even harder to conceive. I would suggest a marriage counselor. Oh my God, please do not have another child. She is being ridiculous and may not be emotionally healthy enough to raise the 2 she already has. What did the 2 of you agree on, discuss prior to this? Have you always talked about having a big family and now you're the one changing your mind? I ask because that's the only way I could see being that upset over my partner stating that he didn't want any more. Have you discussed how many kids you wanted in the past? Would you be more agreeable if she waited another year or so for you to move and get more comfortable in your job and have your new home available before trying for another baby? Maybe she could freeze her embryos and you 2 could wait a year or 2 and try again with the embryos and also naturally. I'm sorry you're in this situation. People's wants change, so it's okay that you don't want another kid, and it's okay that she does. But you both need to sit down and hash out the pros and cons as well as how you want to see your future going forward. This is tough, and I really hope you both can navigate this successfully. This is a big disconnect. Neither of your viewpoints are wrong, but both of you are wrong to try to force the hand of the other. I'd suggest individual and couples therapy. There may be an underlying reason why she feels she can't be happy without another baby. Try to work through it together. If you can't, that seems deal-breaking to me. Either of you just taking one for the team on this isn't a good idea. My BF, 23 male, gets constantly upset that I, 24 female, don't cook for him. It's confusing. When my boyfriend is upset, he often says very disrespectful things. I can get into that in another post or something, but one thing he's been mentioning is about me not cooking. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 1. We do not live together. He lives with his parents. 2. His mom cooks for him almost every day. 3. I don't really know how to cook much. I know I'm 24, I should know. I wasn't ever taught, but I do try here and there when I have time and the energy. I'm an esthetician and I run my own business. I work almost every day. Sometimes I'll finish late, but even then, I just finished working. I do not feel like cooking and waiting for the food to be done when I am starving and can get something to eat outside. I would love if I knew how to cook and had energy. 4. I've cooked for him before like 3 times and baked a cake for him before. I understand it might not be much, but I've tried. 5. I feel like he compares me to his friends GF's cuss, they do everything for them but they live with their partner. That's what I can think of right now, but these are some things he has said when he's upset. Why don't you cook? I've cooked before. No, don't say you've cooked before, you don't cook for me. And you don't cook for me all the time. It was something like this. He also said while upset, you don't do anything for me. You don't do girlfriend shit. I've tried my best to do things for him and put him first since the moment we started dating. But anyways, I asked him, what don't I do? He said, cook, do his hair often, and serve him a plate when we go places. I've done his hair before. Yes, I don't do it as often at all, but I've detangled his hair more than 5 times and I've styled his hair more than 3 times. I've served him before on Thanksgiving in my house last year. I didn't serve him at my family's barbecue. I offered and he said no, he'll serve himself. There was one time we went out of state with his friend and his friend's family. I didn't know anybody there at all. I'm very shy and introverted. His friend's girlfriend served her boyfriend. She feels comfortable in the family, of course, because it's her boyfriend's family. I didn't serve him that day. Okay, I could've. I'm always at his house. There's been times I tell him to come to my house and he doesn't want to. I've said things like you're 23, learn how to respect, and he said you're 24, learn how to cook. How are you 24 and don't know how to cook? Too long, did not read. Boyfriend is constantly mentioning comments when he's upset about me not cooking. But I've cooked for him before. His mom cooks for him almost every day. I'm always busy. He's almost always free. What's your opinion? Edit. I did surprise him before and learned to braid so I can do his hair because I wanted to, so I think I see the frustration with me not doing his hair as often due to this. I do love doing his hair. It makes me feel close to him. It's not an issue to me to do his hair or help him detangle it when he's having trouble, but it hurts. He said I don't do anything when I have tried before and done those things. I do not do it as often as maybe he expected me to, since I did learn. Just wanted to give you guys a bit more details so it doesn't seem like I'm portraying myself to be amazing. Once he's not upset anymore, he does apologize and says he basically didn't mean certain things, etc. He wouldn't mention hurtful things about me not cooking before, but I'm not sure what happened that he's mentioned it about 3-4 times now, I believe. I'm not sure, maybe he compares his friends' relationships to ours. From your first sentence alone, I think you should leave him. Cook for him and serve him? What is he, a toddler? How unattractive. Find a guy who can confidently get his own food, as a bare fecking minimum. The real question is, what does he do for you? Sounds like your boyfriend wants a second mommy. What's this tradwife, woman must serve her man, bullshit. Do you want this? Babe, read between the lines, his mother cooks for him and he's whining that you don't cook for him. He wants you to essentially become his mommy. It doesn't matter that he doesn't cook, or even that his mother does all the cooking, although I personally find it kind of sad. The problem is that he's pushing you and trying very pathetically to manipulate you by saying you're not doing girlfriend things. Is this the kind of relationship that you want? Don't fall for the time sink thing. That time has already gone. But how much more of your time do you want to give to this juvenile man? Your time and effort are precious, don't waste them.